Welcome. My name's John Arruda. I'm here with Peggy Hill, my dear friend and real estate savant, maybe?
Ooh,
I don't know. We are here to answer some of your questions because this market is a little bit confusing. I think perceptions are all over the place, it feels like, Peggy. And we want to get the best information we can to you to make your real estate decision. So we're here asking some of your questions to Peggy today, too. So, Peggy, let's start off with... if you do think, are we still in for a crash in this market? Do we think that's a possibility?
That's always a possibility in any market because, especially in the world we live in today where, things like COVID come our way and we don't see it coming. So yes, I would say that there's a possibility that there could still be a crash. However, it's pretty slim. Just based on market stats. Just based on the fact that we don't have enough housing for the people that are here. And I hear it all the time. I see all the Reddit feeds and I know people are saying that there's this crash coming. And it's understandable because when you look at the G7 countries, we have the most debt and our real estate is the highest prices. I understand why people think that. However, per capita, we don't have enough homes for the people that we're housing. So just based on the law of supply and demand, no market crash that I can see.
And would that be specifically for our area, you think, more, or just Canada?
In general.
Give us a sketch then locally, though, Simcoe County, Central Ontario. Where are things today, and where do you see them going in the next few months?
I think more so today than ever before. We've got less inventory than we've ever had. And the only thing less inventory creates is higher prices because there's still buyers, there's still demand. And when we have less product, and more people wanting it, the only thing that's going to create is higher prices.
So another question we had was about a possible interest rate drop or hike. We have people that their mortgages are coming due soon, and they're kind of curious as to what kind of moves they can make to best situate themselves.
So I know a lot of people are expecting the rates to drop, and I hear it all the time. And I hear it from mortgage brokers telling me that mortgage rates are going to drop. And they're not going to drop, not this year. If anything, I believe, probably not in June, but I imagine in July we'll see some kind of hike, like even if it's a 25% hike. And so the Bank of Canada has a very double-edged sword at this point because they, even if we wanted to stay on the sidelines, if the Fed keeps moving in the US, we'll have no choice but to follow because we can never be more than 100 basis points between us. Because at that point, everything starts to affect. Our dollar starts to go down and then manufacturing starts to suffer. So there's a lot at play. However, right now, because inflation, somebody described inflation to me like a boxing match. So when you're going a couple of rounds and you got him down and you think he's out, but he's still kicking.
Right.
I think we're still kicking.
We had some strong economic numbers, so they're not too happy about it.
And the problem with those numbers is a lot of those numbers had real estate in them because part of the inflation is rent and mortgage payments.
Right.
So if the rates are up and people's mortgage payments are up, it looks like inflation is up.
Right.
However, I see a uptick in rates before I see a downtrend.
Before going back down.
Yeah.
So if someone's renewing in the summer or fall, what's the best strategy if they've got it? They're dealing with a higher rate at that time. Should they go long, short?
I would go short. I would go as short as possible. That whatever makes sense. Like if you've been on a variable all this time, I would probably stay with the variable at this point because you've probably already absorbed most of the issues.
Right.
So, but if my mortgage was renewing in 3 years, I wouldn't be losing sleep over it today. Yeah. So much could happen to us in the next couple of years, and the next couple of years are not going to look like 2023. So I imagine the rates will start dropping in 2024. So I wouldn't be losing sleep. But if my mortgage was due in 2023, I would be having serious discussions with my bank.
Right.
And my worry is that there's people out there that have mortgages coming due and are actually losing sleep about it because the bank is not going to pull your mortgage. If you've been paying your mortgage, the bank will work with you to keep your mortgage. And what a lot of banks have been doing right now is making the amortization period longer to help with the payments.
Right. And so you can ask your bank for some flexibility, right?
They will offer it. But a lot of times people are so afraid of their situation that they're afraid to talk to the bank, afraid to have these discussions with them. And that's the worst thing you can do, is not talk to them, because they don't want your house. They want you to keep paying your mortgage, and they will work with you. And if that means a longer amortization and your payments will at least be manageable, they will do that.